Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today on our 2016 kit Optima, we're going to go over how to replace the O2 sensors. So we got an upper O2 sensors right here at the top of the exhaust manifold, and there would be one on the bottom, and we'll see that one in a second. But to remove this O2 sensor, they make sockets like this that have your socket on the bottom, and this way the electrical cord will come up in between there for you to be able to loosen it up. Now this one, unfortunate, you need like a thin wall socket, and so this socket is a little bit too thick wall to get in there. So for this model, you're going to need some type of thin wall socket to get in there to be able to loosen that up. But you would follow those cables over here for the upper one and the lower one. They both will come up into here and they connect in, so just follow the cable and undo it. I believe the upper one is that one closest to the front, so the one in the middle is the top O2 sensor, and I believe the one in the back I think is the bottom O2 sensor. Could be wrong, but you just trace it up here and unhook those electrics depending on which one you're replacing. A lot of times you replace both O2 sensors at the same time. And also you're going to want to put probably a lot of penetrating oil in there to get the O2 sensors undone. O2 sensors notoriously are pretty tough to get undone because all the heat and hot and cooling that your engine does from running, it really makes those just like freeze in there. So now I'll show you where the one is on the bottom, and that one's easier to get to with the wrench to be able to get it undone. Still might need to use some heat on that one or lots of penetrating oil and let it sit. So let me show you that one. So with your car jacked up and supported, you can come under, and just behind the engine you'll see this sensor down here, this O2 sensor, and that's the lower one that you use to replace. You can get a wrench on there. It isn't as easy access as you would like, but wrench, lots of penetrating oil, and or some heat you might need to be able to undo that. Follow that cable up, and it would be up there in the top is where you make that the electrical connection undone. But that is where the lower O2 sensor is for you to be able to replace. It is recommended that you replace both of them at the same time. And what the O2 sensors do is they read your exhaust flow readings. They'll tell your ECU or computer whether the way it runs to run is smoother than it can. But if they get out of whack, then it makes your engine run more lean or less lean, more lean or over compensating with more fuel, and so your fuel mileage can drastically go down. So that's something you don't want to set aside too long. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.